When I tell y'all that right now in this moment, I am sitting here literally on the brinks of tears. I gotta laugh to keep from crying because right now everything but the kitchen sink is literally trying to stop me from doing this podcast. Like when I tell y'all everything has happened, when I recorded the first time, the whole video was in slow motion. When I recorded the second time, the video deleted. And now today I'm recording and I keep on losing my train of thought and everything is happening. But I know that that is just proving to me that I am in total alignment with where God wants me to be right now in this moment. So I'm gonna get this episode out to y'all, period, point blank. I'm just frustrated, y'all. Anyways, hey, contrary to being on the brink of tears because nothing is going right, I'm so excited for you guys to be tuning into my first episode of the Homegirl Hangout. The purpose of this podcast is just to bring you guys along on my personal growth journey as one of my homegirls. I know that podcasts were a big thing that helped me when I was like just in the beginning of my personal growth journey. So that's what pushed me to do the same for other women. I know that I have a really big influence on people, and I know that people are prone to listening to me and things that come out of my mouth. And I know that's because God wants to use me as a vessel to other people. So that's why I feel like if I'm going to use my influence for anything, it's going to be to help people better themselves the way that I have bettered myself and still am doing. Y'all are my homegirls. That's why I call it the Homegirl Hangout. I pronounce it homegirl because that's how us black women say it. We say homegirl. We don't say homegirl. Homegirl. You know, they try to gentrify homegirl. But that's why I spelled it homegirl, because y'all are my homegirls. Y'all are my girls. I'm at my house. I'm recording in a corner of my house. So that means that y'all may hear the roosters that my next door neighbor has, because yes, I live in Houston, Texas, where my neighbors have roosters. Welcome to Houston. You may hear my fire smoke detector beeping because I need to change the battery. But that's the point of this being a hangout. Y'all gonna hang out with me. When you hang out with your homegirl, you might be at her house. If her house may be a mess, she may need to clean up, whatever, but that's still your homegirl and you still gonna hang out with her. Therefore, y'all gonna hang out with me regardless of the roosters and anything else. Because I just truly want people to see that things do not have to be perfect for you to start. If I chose to wait on perfection to start, I would not be anywhere where I am today. I would not have accomplished anything that I have accomplished by now. I would still be sitting waiting for the time to be perfect, because there has never been a time where anything has been perfect in my life. And I'm pretty sure there's never been a time in anyone's life where anything has been perfect. So we just gonna rock it out and y'all gonna hang out with me. Some days you may see me here. Some days you may see me in different settings. Some days I may pull up my backdrop and sit in the park, but that's the just beauty of y'all being at the Homegirl Hangouts, because it's going to truly feel as if y'all are hanging out with me. My first hangout discussion topic, whatever you want to call it, is going to be just my plastic surgery journey, my weight loss journey, my 75-day heart, all the things that you guys have been asking about. When I tell y'all, people is trying to put everything, a BBL, a gastric sleeve, all of that on me. And I'm just sitting and reading my comments like, where y'all get that information from? Who said that? And don't get me wrong, I don't think there are anything wrong with those procedures, but I didn't get any of those done. I've been very open about the procedures that I've gotten done, and I'm going to be very open here and give you guys all of the tea, because I know that y'all, that's the tea y'all been waiting on. Y'all knows, y'all want to know who the surgeon is, how much did it cost, all of that. I get DMs every single day of people asking me, who's your surgeon, where'd you go, how much did it cost, all of that. So if you want the tea, you might as well get it from the brewer. And I'm the brewer, so we're gonna get into it. So first of all, y'all want to know why I stopped my 75-day hard challenge. I stopped my 75-day hard challenge because I felt as if I was doing it simply to prove to people that I could do it. And I don't need to prove to people that I could do it, because I already did it before. Actually, I exceeded 75 days. I did the 75-day hard challenge last year before I had followers. I posted it to the followers that I had. I think last year around this time, I probably had like 5,000 followers that I was posting to. So those people knew that I completed it. But with me gaining over 180,000 followers within 4 months, I think, I was like, oh, let me do the 75-day hard challenge. Let me show everybody that I could do it. And one thing that I have been getting myself out of is feeling the need to prove anything to anyone. So I felt like with my objective simply being to prove to people that I could do it, I knew that that wasn't going to help me be consistent, because there was nothing that was aligned with just any of my core values to make me do it. Last year when I did the 75-day hard challenge, I was in a very terrible mental space. That is what fueled me to even be able to do it. At the beginning of 2023, I had just gotten out the hospital with my son, who had a brain tumor that got removed. We were in the hospital for a whole month. So at the end of 2022, I just kind of clicked out, and I just kind of stopped doing anything, stopped working out, started eating bad, all of that. So me doing the 75-day hard challenge was just me kind of just gaining a sense of control back over myself, because I felt like for a long time I had lost control over myself, my emotions, just everything. So that's why I did it at that time. And that was something that was important to me. That was something that was aligned with my values at that time. I had a reason for doing it. This year I feel like I don't really have a reason that I want to do it, other than just trying to show my audience that I can do it, which I don't have to do that, and I don't want to be doing it for that reason. And I strive to just be very, very authentic with you guys and be very, very realistic. And realistically, just in my life right now, I just don't have the space to be doing a 75-day hard. And that's okay. We don't have to do the 75-day hard challenge. It's not a requirement. So that's why I mean, honestly, guys, one day I just woke up and I was like, I don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like doing it. So I stopped it. I didn't stop working out. I didn't stop doing the things that I needed to do. If you're on a 75-day hard challenge, please, please do not stop just because I did like 20 something days into the new year. So if you're doing a 75-day hard challenge and you're this far, keep going, girl. Don't stop just because you see that I stopped, because you're doing amazing, sweetie. So keep doing amazing. That was the first topic that people have been asking me about, and I said that I was going to address. So that's addressed. Moving along. Now we're going to get into weight loss. So people have asked me in my DMs, do I regret losing weight? My short answer is obviously going to be no. Although I do not regret losing weight has confirmed my biggest fear. Well, what was my biggest fear at once? One of my fears as a plus size woman, and I'm pretty sure a lot of plus size women will be able to relate to this, but as a plus size woman, if you're a plus size woman, you have been a plus size woman for a long time, I'm pretty sure we've all been in a space where we don't feel seen, where people don't see us. Or people say things like, oh, you're pretty for a big girl. Or, oh, when you lose that weight, you're gonna be so bomb. And it's like, I've been bomb. I've been pretty. I've had the same face the whole time. But suddenly when I lost weight, everybody, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. People cling to you. They want to be around you more. People want to hang out with you. People invite you out more. It's just a lot of things that losing weight confirmed to me. It confirmed to me like, oh yeah, you won't be invited into certain spaces if you don't look a certain way. Erica Banks, or whatever her name is, she kind of already exposed that when she made her comment that if you don't have a certain body type or whatever, you can't come to the club with me. And y'all see my face irritated, but whatever. That's her. That's her. But like I said, losing weight showed me that people do not see you when your body is not appeasing to them. This doesn't just go for women. This goes for men too. There are plenty of men that I've known for a long time that did not look my way. Not that I cared. Let's get that out of the way. Not that I cared that they looked my way, but there are plenty of men that did not look my way, that would never have spoken to me, any of that, while I was bigger, that now be in my DMs, trying to hit me up, trying to get with me, trying to talk to me. Oh my gosh, you so bad. I've been bad. I didn't just get bad in 2020 when I lost weight. I've been a baddie. I've been fine. What Beyonce say? Been thick, been fine, still a 10. Yo, that's all me. That's me. I've been fine. But now because my waist is snatched and because I've lost weight, now you see that I'm fine? Yeah, no. Losing weight just confirmed a lot of things for me. And it's really, really sad that us as plus size women have to go through that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everybody is like that, but a majority of the world is like that. You can look at my comments and see that people are like that, because people are constantly in my comments like it's almost as if people get upset when you're a plus size woman and you have confidence. It's like, how dare you be a plus size woman and think that you're fine? And I'm a skinny girl and I don't have no confidence and I don't think I'm fine. How dare a big girl think that she's finer than me? And it's like, that just goes to show you that it has nothing to do with what you look like and everything to do with what's inside of you. Because I've always been a confident person and that's always exuded out of me. People have always told me, like, Tamia, you're a very confident person. Like, how are you like that? And that's just because I was the girl who grew up with the mama who told me if somebody was hating on me, you just jealous of me. So that's something that I've always kept in the back of my head. If people are hating, they just jealous. Because, I mean, in all honesty, people in their opinions do not exist. They should not exist in your head. What's in my head are the things that I allow to be in my head because it's my head. So if I'm feeding to myself that I'm beautiful and I'm just wonderful and I look good, I feel good, if I'm feeding that to myself into my brain, then that is what I will walk around and you will see. If I feed my brain with other people's opinions, then that's how I will feel and that's how I will view myself. Therefore, I choose to fuel my thoughts with how I feel about myself. Because if I feel that way about myself, nobody can convince me otherwise. So, yeah. No, I do not regret losing weight. However, the world just, us plus size women just deserve so much better. And we'll just say it like that and leave it at that. Let's talk about my plastic surgery, my weight loss journey, my plastic surgery journey. So my starting weight was 375 pounds. I started my weight loss journey at the end of 2020. November of 2020, I started my weight loss journey after I had my daughter. I got my plastic surgery in June 2021. When I tell y'all I was not playing, when they told me, oh, you only have to wait 6 months after you have a child to get plastic surgery. Okay. When I tell y'all, as soon as my 6 weeks was up with my daughter, I was sending consultation pictures to my surgeon. Like, everything was just so set in stone for me. I was not playing. I was the fastest surgery getter I know. I did not play. I got down. I found my surgeon in a Facebook group, and I will link all of the groups below. Everything that I talk about here, I will link below. So I considered surgery before I even had my daughter. So that's that. I knew that once I lost weight that I would have loose skin and I would need to get a tummy tuck. That was already the inevitable. I had my first child when I was 16, before I even got the chance to have just a grown woman body. Muscles separated. If you have children, then you know. Because people have this concept in their mind that, oh, you don't have to get a tummy. And you don't have to get a tummy tuck if you're satisfied with how you look. I simply got a tummy tuck because my muscles separated after I had a child. So separated muscles, one of the only ways that you can bring them back is if you allow a surgeon to literally bring them back together. And that's what I was doing. I mean, I could have sat here and did workouts to change it, but I mean, I didn't want to, and I didn't have to. That's another thing that I want to just tell y'all. Stop letting people tell you what you have to do. People get in my comments and they like, girl, you could have did this, you could have did that. You didn't have to run to the table. I wanted to run to the table. I happily ran to the table. That's just what I wanted to do. People, oh, you're gonna kill yourself just for plastic surgery. I never was gonna kill myself. It's just such a negative connotation around plastic surgery, and I get why, but at the same time, I feel like people need to do a lot more research on plastic surgery than what they do. A lot of people do not realize that tummy tuck, at least, there are some that are more dangerous than others. A tummy tuck is less invasive than a C-section, and people get C-sections every day. With a C-section, they actually have to dig inside of you. With a tummy tuck, they pulling up the first layer of skin. I mean, they pulling up a layer of skin. They're not going all the way in to just do everything that they would do with a C-section. So that's why I just found a lot of comfort in knowing, like, if I do get a tummy tuck, I'm gonna be fine. As long as I make sure that I'm okay before I go get it, I will be okay. I started my tummy tuck process. Like I said, I sent my surgeon my consultation pictures. The way that you do it, you write them on WhatsApp, because I did go to the Dominican Republic for my surgery. You write them on WhatsApp, you send them your consultation pictures, you send them your height and weight, you send them all of the questions they ask, because some surgeons may ask different questions, but you send them whatever they ask, whatever information they ask for. They send back what they suggest you get. They send back how much it's gonna cost. They tell you how to send in your deposit, all of that. So I found my surgeon in a Facebook group called Dominican Republic Surgery something. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll link the page below. And I know saying that I found my surgeon in a Facebook group sounds very, very sketchy, but when y'all see this Facebook group, y'all will understand. It's like 23,000 people. And when I tell y'all, the people in this group have been getting surgery for years, and everything that you need to know about a surgeon in the Dominican Republic is in that group. Like, you can go in that group, type in a specific surgeon's name. Anyone that has gotten surgery and shared their journey about that surgeon in that group, it's going to pop up. So I technically got my first surgeon from the friend that kind of put me on to getting surgery in the Dominican Republic. I got my surgeon from her, but I didn't end up going with that surgeon in the end. I actually found the surgeon that I went to within 2 weeks before I was supposed to get surgery. That just goes to show y'all how easy it is to find information about surgeons in that group. I found my surgeon 2 weeks before my surgery. My surgeon, he at that time didn't have any deaths. He didn't have any infections, anything under his belt. That is the main thing that kind of just brought me to him. Plus, most of the work that I had seen him do was on plus size women. So I wanted to go to someone who knew how to work with the foundation that I had. So I looked in that group. I found my surgeon. I found my Airbnb in that group. I found my overnight nurse that took care of me the whole time in that group. I found everything in that group. So just how it started was I joined the group. In the group, people at that time, I don't know if they still do it, just because this was like 3 years ago almost. So at that time, people had like surgery Instagrams, like a Finsta, a surgery Finsta. People had surgery Finstas that they would put on there, so you could just follow another woman along on her surgery journey and just kind of watch and see behind the scenes, because we all had Finstas. So that also helped me with feeling confident about going to the DR to get plastic surgery. But When I started my journey in November, I actually was going to a different doctor. His name was Dr. Jose Mora. I think he's an awesome doctor as well. What kind of steered me away from going to him though at that time was the fact that he gained a lot of popularity. And at that time it was 2021. So that was when PPP loan was crazy. So everybody was running to the Dominican Republic to get surgery. I ain't use a PPP loan for my surgery. I use y'all PPP loans for my surgery because y'all was buying up my products and coming to get facials and chemical peels. So let's clear, because I know people like, oh, she used the PPP loan again. And if I did, it still would be good. If you use the PPP loan for your surgery, you still good, baby, because you got your dream. You spent your money on, you invested it in something. What she say? I invested in my body, bitch. I'm done up. So if you use your PPP loan, cool. But I used other people's just because everybody was shopping with your girl. But anyways, said PPP loan was crazy. So it was very, very scary to me to go to that surgeon with him having so many people coming to him. Like there were women that were complaining that he was doing like 6, 7 people in a day, which when you think about it is freaking crazy. So I just chose not to go to him because he was just gaining too much popularity. And it was my first surgery ever. Like I have never had surgery on anything before. I've never had a broken bone. I've never gotten a C-section. I've just never had any type of surgery. My plastic surgery was the first type of surgery that I ever had. My first time even having anesthesia or anything. So it just was a no for me to go to a surgeon where I didn't feel like I was going to get the attention that I wanted and needed. So that's kind of just why I dropped Dr. Mora at the last minute and decided to go to somebody else. So my surgeon's name was Dr. Manuel Marte, Dr. Manuel Marte. And I will link his Instagram page below. I love Dr. Marte. He was just such an attentive doctor. I'm so glad the cards played out the way that they did with me going to him last minute, because I just had the best surgery experience. Like when I tell y'all, I was able to meet with my surgeon before I got surgery. I was able to sit down with him and tell him what I wanted him to do to my body, how I wanted to look after surgery. I was able to see him the day after I got surgery. He was there at all of my post-op appointments. He's just a very personable doctor, which I loved. I didn't want, because a lot of women with Dr. Mora were saying that they weren't able to see him because he was doing so many surgeries in a day and they had to meet with his assistant. And I just didn't want that for my surgery experience. Dr. Marte was always there, answered every question that I had, all of that. So that's who I went to, Dr. Manuel Marte. My surgery in total was $3,900. Let me tell y'all, I almost did get a BBL. I almost did get a BBL because I wanted to get my butt reshaped. I didn't necessarily want a BBL. I just wanted him to add some fat into my butt, just so it could just have the perfect peach shape. But when I got there, my BMI was not in the place that it needed to be. So he told me the only thing that you can get is a tummy tuck and lipo to your flanks, which is like your sides. So that's all I got done. Looking back and looking at my body now, I'm so glad that I did not get a BBL, because I would have been ridiculous. My butt would have been ridiculous, and I just would have looked probably like a blow up doll, and I probably would have been unhappy. So I'm glad God steered me away from being able to get that, because I just was not thinking correctly, y'all. I don't know why I thought I was gonna get a BBL, but I'm so glad that I didn't. Like I said, I paid $3,900 in total for my surgery. Now, when it came to where I stayed, there were options of staying in a recovery home. I chose not to stay at a recovery home just because, for one, I did not go get surgery alone. So ended up getting an Airbnb, and the person who went with me, we got an Airbnb. I got an overnight nurse. Your overnight nurse basically is the person that will be at your beck and call 24 hours a day. They stay with you the whole time you're there. When you get surgery in the Dominican Republic, you have to stay for a total of 14 days. From the time I got surgery until the day that I left, my overnight nurse was there. I had a separate room for her. She slept in there, took care of me, cooked for me every day, all of that. Surgery was $3,900. Airbnb for 14 days was $960, I think, something like that. Super, super affordable. My overnight nurse for 14 days was $960, something around that. I got what was called like a surgery bag that included everything that I needed for after my surgery. When I got there, and I think that was like $100 some. My medicine I had to pay for. Medicine is really cheap over there, so it was only like, I don't know, maybe like $50. It wasn't that much, but in total, I didn't even spend a full like $10,000. Most people that I know that got plastic surgery spent $10,000 off rip. I didn't. I arrived in the DR, in the Dominican Republic, June 10th, 2021. That's the day that I left to go to the DR. Got there at night. My overnight nurse arranged for a driver because, like I said, she's the one who handles all of that. When you get an overnight nurse, she's gonna make sure that you have a overnight nurse to take care of you, your post-op massages, your driver to drive you around everywhere you need to go. Just make sure that everything is in line for you. So my overnight nurse arranged for a driver to come pick me up. As soon as I stepped foot outside of the airplane, he was there with the sign with my name. So he picked me up, took me to my Airbnb the next morning, came to pick me up, came to take me to the clinic to go see my doctor. Took me to do all my labs. Now, that is one thing that I love about surgery in the Dominican Republic. When you get surgery in the US, plastic surgery at least, they allow you to send your records in a month before you get surgery. To me, that is so scary because so much can happen from like then to a month between your surgery within your body, and they don't do any checkups or anything when you come to get your surgery. You're just, I mean, they get your records, you're already set for surgery. When you're in the DR, you have to get all of your tests done before your surgery within like 3 days before you get there. Like I think it's like at least 3 days, something like that. So when I tell y'all that I did blood work, they did a CAT scan on me to look at everything inside of me. They did an x-ray on my lungs. They literally did everything to make sure that I was in the correct medical state to be able to get plastic surgery. I had to see so many different specialists just to make sure that I was good. And I'm really, really happy that my surgeon was just that thorough, because I knew that since I got my blood work done, since they looked at my lungs, since they looked at everything that they needed to, I knew that I was in good hands and I knew that I was in a good space to get surgery. So it took a lot of that worry that I had off of me. Like I said, got there, did all my tests. It was a breeze. I think I finished it probably within like 3 or 4 hours. After I did my test, I went to go see my surgeon. He cleared me for surgery. Like I said, he sat down with me, he asked me what my expectations were for my surgery. I let him know how I wanted to look. I let him know how I wanted my body to look, all of that good stuff. And that was on a Friday. He sent me for surgery on Monday. The whole weekend, I just explored the Dominican Republic. Like, my driver, he took me to Coconut Beach, went to the mall. They make sure that you're able to get a phone chip so that you can use your phone. You either get a phone chip or you get a little Wi-Fi box that they have. So he made sure that I had everything that I needed. Took me to the grocery store. I got groceries so that after I got out of surgery, my nurse was able to cook for me. Y'all, top tier. Top tier. They just treat you so well out there. I had the best experience in the Dominican Republic. Honestly, after I left from getting surgery, I was saying that I would get a house out there. I forgot to mention that I was in Santo Domingo. I was not in Punta Cana. Most surgeons are in Santo Domingo. So I was in Santo Domingo, and that is kind of like the trenches. That is not where most people go to vacation. Like when you see vacation, that's Punta Cana. I was in Santo Domingo. I still think it's very, very beautiful out there. It's rich in culture. People are hustlers out there. Like, I loved Santo Domingo. Like I said, it just has a special place in my heart. I love them. But yeah, we just explored. Honestly, I was sitting there like, dang, it feels like I'm preparing for death because I was having so much fun. I don't know. I was just in my head like that. But I had so much fun while I was in the Dominican Republic preparing for surgery, just getting to see a new culture. That was my first time out of the country. So it was just a breath of fresh air to get away from just the United States where everything is so fast and go somewhere where things are much, much slower because they're not heavy on technology. A lot of things that we have in the US, they don't have access to out there. TV shows that we watch out here, y'all, when I was out there, I couldn't watch Power. They don't have Power out there. It's a lot of stuff that they are, like, their government monitors them to not be able to watch and see. So it was just a nice change of pace for me, especially because at that time, I was opening up my shop. So I was always on go. So it felt really, really good to go out there and relax. That's why I love it, just because I just felt so relaxed out there. Like, I just loved it. But anywho, like I said, met with my surgeon on Friday. Monday was the day that I got surgery. The day that I got surgery, again, a breeze. The morning I woke up for surgery, my nurse gave me some antibacterial soap that you have to wash up in. I washed up in my soap. That was the last shower that I was able to take, just because when you are in the Dominican Republic, their water is dirty, it's contaminated. So any water that you do use, you have to boil it after your surgery, obviously, because you can't, before you get surgery, you can shower in the water, but after you get surgery, obviously you have open wounds, so you can't shower out there. So the whole time I was out there, I was taking like bird baths and shit after surgery. And I couldn't get any of the water on any of my incisions. But anywho, took the shower in the antibacterial soap, went to my surgeon's office. It was probably like 7 in the morning. Went to see him. Again, spoke to him. I was set to have surgery, I think at like 2 o'clock. There was like one person ahead of me. So that girl went, and let me tell y'all, American girls were sticking together, and most of them were black. So the girl that got surgery for me, I had already talked to her prior to even getting surgery because we had like a WhatsApp group. So I knew that she was coming on that day, and I knew that we were both getting surgery that day. So me and her, we met up. She got surgery before me. She was getting mommy makeover, so she got her boobs done, a BBL, tummy tuck, all of that. I was just getting a tummy tuck and a lipo, so I went after her. The whole time up until surgery, I just sat in the room. They kept me in a room. I sat on my phone. They come get you. They take you down to a room. They remove all your jewelry. They take your phone. They just take all your belongings and lock them up. I sat there, waited for the anesthesiologist to come to me. My doctor, Dr. Marte, does have one of the best anesthesiologists in the Dominican Republic. So that was another thing that just like helped me feel very, very secure, was because the anesthesiologist was very, very good. In the Dominican Republic, you do not get put all the way under. You get put under local anesthesia. So that just means that you can wake up during surgery, which I did. I woke up like 3 times during surgery. However, it wasn't like a wake up, come to realization where you are, all of that. No, it was a wake up. I was like, oh my gosh. I think I was like asking for water or something stupid because my mouth was so dry. But other than that, you don't wake up during surgery and it's just like, oh my gosh, wow. No, I woke up during surgery, fell right back asleep. I yelled some stupid stuff out to my surgeon, all that. Anyways, anesthesiologist came to meet with me. What they do is they put like something in your IV. It literally makes you go to sleep like that. And then they give you an epidural to numb your body so that you can get surgery. But anesthesiologist came, talked to me. She told me what I was gonna do. I signed some paperwork. She gave me the anesthesia or whatever in my IV. By the time I was rolled in to my surgeon to get on the table, I was asleep. I really don't remember anything beyond that moment. Like, I literally was wheeled in a wheelchair. By the time I got in there, I had enough strength to be able to walk to the table so I could sit down on the table, and then I was out. And like I said, I woke up a couple times, but it wasn't like I woke up and just knew what was going on. I asked my doctor for some water. I asked him if he made my stomach tight and right. I do remember asking him, like, is my stomach flat? But that was really all. Like, it was just easy. And when I got out of surgery, I I have video footage in my phone where I was recording, talking about, y'all, I'm a 2T. I was on Snapchat and everything, telling people I'm a 2T, recording myself and all of that. But the whole experience was just something. Like I said, I have never in my life had surgery before I got my tummy tuck. So yeah, I did get surgery twice. So I went to the Dominican Republic twice. The first time I went, I got my tummy tuck and lipo to my size. The second time I went, I got an arm lift and I got a breast lift and reduction. Both times super simple. The second time was even simpler than the first time. The first time, like I said, everything before the recovery is easy. The recovery process, I feel like for me, it was hard because, like I said, I've never had any surgery before in my life. So getting surgery obviously is going to be hard, especially when they cut you. My stomach was numb, so it wasn't like I felt my cut. My pain mostly came from my lipo, because getting lipo really hurts. I don't see how people get lipo over their full body. I don't think I could do that. When you get lipo and you sit for a long time, it kind of just feels like you worked out really, really hard. And you know how when you work out really, really hard, your body is like super sore? Think of that feeling like times 10. That's how I felt after getting lipo in my sides. And when I tell y'all, that was like the worst part of the whole surgery. Get your tummy tuck. When you get a tummy tuck, you do have a drain that is attached to you, well, kind of like sewn into you or whatever, that is draining the fluids out, like your lymphatic fluids. So I did have a drain. Walking around with that, maneuvering with that was really, really hard. I did have the anesthesiologist give me a thing that was called a pain pump. That gives you like some medicine to help with pain for up to like 3 to 4 days after you get surgery. I did have her give that to me because I'm not gonna lie, that first day after surgery, when I went back to my Airbnb, because you do have to stay in the clinic after you get surgery. And that's another thing about the US that I don't like. As soon as you get out of surgery, you go home. No. In the Dominican Republic, you have to stay in the clinic overnight until the next morning after you get surgery for your doctor to check in on you and make sure you're good, and then you go home. So my surgeon let me go home. I got home. I was just in pain everywhere. Everything was in pain simply because you cannot sit upright. You have to be sitting at an angle. You can't lay down flat. Again, you have to be sitting at an angle. So that's just very, very hard. And it's very, very painful. I did end up having to rent a recliner for the time that I was there, which I think it was only like $100 to rent the recliner for the whole 14 days or whatever. I did end up renting the recliner because I could not find a spot where I felt okay to sleep or sit. I was just in a lot of pain. So I rented a recliner. Once I got into the recliner, I was good. I just sat in the recliner. Anytime that I needed to move, go to the restroom, anything like that, my overnight nurse helped me with everything. She helped me to move around. She helped me with everything. My overnight nurse, shout out Perla, because Perla, she at that time I think was like 21 years old. I still have her as an Instagram friend. But she was very young and she was taking very, very good care of me. She did not really speak English. She spoke enough, but she did not really speak English. But when I tell y'all, the language barrier did not stop her from doing anything and everything that I needed. Like, she is just so sweet. Like I said, like, we still correspond every once in a while because we are Instagram friends. She did just have a baby. Like, she wrote me like, you're gonna be an aunt. She took care of me both times that I went to the Dominican Republic. Like, I love her down. But with her being so young, she was cooking for me, cleaning for me. She was doing everything that I needed her to do. Like, she was at my every demand. She just was such a sweet girl. She cooked for me. When I tell y'all, the way that they cook out there is just so good, simply because like they make something out of nothing. I'm talking about like stuff that I wouldn't think to make meals out of, they make meals out of, and they make it good. Like, it's just so good. She made meals for me around the clock. Like, every time I looked up, she had a new meal for me, and I was like, is it even time to eat? I don't even have space to eat. And these weren't like bad meals. Like, she would always make things that were very healthy for me. She started my mornings off with either a smoothie or some fruit. The diet that I had was very, very restricted. Couldn't really eat like salt and just stuff like that. But yeah, she just made sure that I was good. So I left her a big tip after I left, just because like she took such good care of me. You do have to get these shots. This is one of the things that I hated about it. You do have to get these shots once a day. They're like to prevent blood clots. You get them shot in your leg. It burns a little bit, but that was like the worst part of everything. Perla made sure I had my meds. She made sure everything. Then there was another nurse that would come and give me my massages that I needed. I would get massages once a day. They wash your garment for you. They make sure your garment is clean and washed every day. Being outside of your faja when you get surgery, you really just feel like Mr. Krabs without his shell, because your body just feels like so freaking out of place. But I did have on a faja. Like, I think they put a faja on me the day after I got out of surgery, and I wore a faja every day for a good like 4 weeks. I did not keep on my faja for 6 months like people tell you. I think simply wearing a faja for 6 months is for people who get lipo and a BBL. I did not get the, I mean, I got lipo, but just a little bit, but I did not get a BBL, so I didn't feel as if I needed to wear a faja for 6 months. I traded in a faja for a waist trainer and a foam board, and that was that. But yeah, like, it's not really much to tell about like my time there, just because I mean it was simple. Like I said, you're chilling. What can you do when you're recovering from surgery? Like, you can't really do anything. I was sitting, I was chilling, I was eating, I was being taken care of. They made me get up and walk around like the second day after surgery. I walked around a lot just because I wanted to make sure that I did heal quicker, because if you do not move, then you will not, you just won't heal. You just won't heal quickly, because moving around helps your blood to flow. It helps you to drain that fluid that you need to drain. So I moved around as much as I could. I got up and moved around every day, just because I knew that back home, at that time I was living a busy life. I had just opened up my spa. I was still shipping out orders. I have 3 kids. I just wanted to heal as quick as I could. I took this medicine called Heal Faster, like vitamins that help you heal quicker. Before I got surgery, I was on a lot of like iron medications. I was taking this iron supplement called Wow. It's called Wow. I'll link it below too. Wow liquid iron, because I am like very anemic, so that was one thing that I had to work on before I got surgery. But the Wow liquid iron really helped with my iron. I was drinking like beet juice before surgery. I drank beet juice and spinach juice. I was drinking that. I was eating a lot of steak, because medium rare steak helps you to raise your blood levels, your hemoglobin levels. I was just doing all types of stuff to make sure I had my hemoglobin in order, because if your hemoglobin is not at least at a 12.5 before you get surgery, they will not allow you to get surgery, because you do lose blood while you get surgery. So if your hemoglobin levels are not where they need to be, then you will not be able to get surgery. So those things helped me to heal very quickly. With my surgery, by the time I did go home, I did end up having to go home 10 days into my recovery, because the person that I was with had a loss in their family, so we did have to leave, because they did have to go to funeral, so we had to leave. But at 10 days post-op, I was pretty much back. I won't say back to normal, because I was not back to normal, but I was able to move around better. I just felt 10 times better than what I did before. I still was hunched over. When you get a tummy tuck, you're going to be hunched over for a good, I want to say like 3-4 weeks. At the 10-day mark, I could stand up halfway straight, but it's just uncomfortable, and it's not recommended because you don't want to stretch out your scars. So it's like I could walk around at the same time. I didn't walk around if I didn't have to. When I got home, I was able to drive myself around. So 10 days post-op, I was able to drive around. But again, it was one of those things where if I didn't have to do it, I didn't do it. I'm trying to make sure I give y'all all the tea behind surgery, but it really is very simple. Like I said, Dominican Republic group is going to tell you everything that you need to know about getting surgery. That group is truly why I was able to feel so comfortable getting plastic surgery. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that ties into getting surgery. If there are questions that you guys want to know, let me know in the comments. Anything that I didn't touch on, let me know in the comments, and I will address it. If I have enough questions, I will make a part 2 just for you guys if there are things that you want to know. But that is pretty much everything that had to do with surgery. After surgery, people have asked, like, did surgery help with my confidence? Getting surgery, I feel like, if anything, kind of just made my confidence worse. Like, getting surgery, I think once you get something on your body that you feel like is like something that is holding you back, once you get that fixed, you kind of just start to nitpick other things on your body and you start trying to fix everything. And that's kind of what happened after I got surgery. And that's when I realized that if I was not happy just within myself, that I wasn't going to be happy. It didn't matter what I did with my body. So that's kind of just when I started to dig deep. And y'all, with digging deep, and that was just the start of my healing journey, period. When I did that, I started to do everything that made me happy. I left an 8-year relationship. I left a whole marriage. I separated from anything that was just kind of just making me unhappy at that time. And there were a lot of things that were making me unhappy at that time. Surgery helps your confidence in the sense of, like, I can put on whatever I want to put on and I'll look good. But as far as like I said, you start to nitpick on your body and you start to feel like, oh, I need to fix this, I need to fix this, I need to fix this. And that's the only part that I hated. But overall, my surgery experience was just surgery. Both experiences were phenomenal. I have nothing to complain about. I don't have a horror story about surgery. If I wanted to go to get surgery again, I would, and I would go to the same doctor over and over and over again. I've had an amazing experience with him. He's an expert in just dealing with plus-size women. So if getting surgery in the Dominican Republic is something you're considering, I definitely recommend going ahead. His BMI limit is like a 38. His BMI limit is a 38, so that just goes to show that he deals with plus-size women. And I think that's all, y'all. I'm so excited that we finally got this done. I'm so excited to finally be at the end of my episode. This first episode has just been a journey within itself, getting this first episode even recorded. But I'm so glad that I did, and I'm so glad that you guys are here with me to just sit and have hangouts with your favorite homegirl. I just have so much in store for you guys. I have so many things that I want to just help you guys with and talk about with you guys. If there is anything that you guys would like to hear about that's not about plastic surgery, please comment it below. Anything that you guys want to know about me. This is just going to be, the more in depth we get with the episodes, the more you guys will learn about me. I appreciate anybody that is here listening to me and tuning in. I promise that it will get better. The quality will get better. The sound will get better. Everything will just get better with time. But I'm so proud of myself for finally starting. And I'm so thankful for you guys that have taken the time out of your day to just tune into my journey and just watch it and listen and whatever you're doing. And subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and all of that stuff. I will drop all of my Instagram, TikTok links below in case you did find me on YouTube and you don't know who I am. I just appreciate y'all so much. And I thank you guys for hanging out with your favorite homegirl. And like I said, let me know in the comments whatever y'all want to talk about. I'm an open book and I don't mind talking about anything with you guys. So that's all I have for y'all today. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. Leave a comment, leave me a heart. Let me know that you made it to the end of the video. Let me know what you think. Anything that you think I should work on. I'll take constructive criticism. So just let me know. But like I said, I just thank y'all for being here on this journey with me. And I will see you guys next Monday. Bye, y'all.